Okay, so today we're going to make an oil pastel bunny, and I've actually chosen a purple paper, just construction paper, normal, nothing heavyweight or anything different. It looks like it's turning up a little bit blue on the video here, but I just thought purple would be really pretty. Just regular pencil, and then I picked out these oil pastels that don't have a cylinder. They're flat on each side here, so that way when the little ones are using them, if it starts to roll, it'll stop and it won't go right off the table and smear and get crushed under people's shoes. So you can pick whatever kind of pink you want. I've got a peach and a regular pink. I'm only going to need one, a white and a black. So we're going to start with here, we always put our name on the back. So I'm going to do that here on the bottom. And then on the other side, they're going to start out with drawing really lightly with the pencil so we can just get an idea of where he's going to be at. We want it to do kind of a hill, and I know this is kind of hard to see on the camera, so but we don't want to make it too high because we want to be able to have enough room for his two bunny ears. That will be the next step to make sure everything fits. You can also make one ear flop down, things like that. You also need to make a little part for the inside of his ear. So you can kind of see that. His little nose and part where his mouth would be, a little line in between. Give him two little bunny teeth. His eyes are pretty close together, so they look kind of cutesy. And then you do big, curly Q whiskers for little fun added design. And then we can go in and start to add our details. So the first part I do are the light parts. I never start with black, especially with oil pastels. It's just going to smear. I don't like to do it with markers either because then it ruins the other colors. If you do yellow on top of black, we all know that gets pretty gross looking. Colored pencil can sometimes look okay, but again, it's nice to always start with lighter colors and then build up. So that way you can actually blend them. So I generally, same way with paint, I start with my light colors. So I'm going to start with white because that's the lightest color I have, and start to outline him where I have that pencil to make sure I like it. And once there's oil pastel in it, there's no way to go back and fix it. So he is what he is. And we can do his face here, so you can kind of see it better now. Now if you have older ones that are doing this, they might be able to do this without actually drawing in pencil first, but I always prefer to kind of lay it out, even if it's not perfect, we can kind of play around with it. And then the rest of it is all going to be in the peaches and pinks and stuff like that. So I'm going to start out with his ears. And I'm going to make sure that I go all one direction when I do this, so that way it fills it all in. You can use your finger too, once it's in there, to kind of get it into the grooves, because sometimes construction paper is not always nice and even. And that's kind of the beauty of it, gives it a little bit of texture. So we've got his two bunny ears done. You can also do little circles if you really want, if you don't want to get your hand dirty. You can also use a tissue, but the tissue usually just falls right apart in your hands, especially with these. These aren't as creamy as professional oil pastels usually are, but that's fine too. So we need to color his face also, so I'm going to just outline his mouth here so I stay out of that area. And we're going to color right by his teeth too, but we're going to outline those in black. So I'm going to make sure that I color in this whole area. Always going up and down so that way it doesn't look strange when he's finished. You don't want left and right, up and down, left and right, diagonal, back and forth. It doesn't look as smooth then. And you can go right over the eyes because we're going to put them in black. It's okay. Little circles here at the top so you can get nice and close. You always want to get close to your edges. People get so afraid to get close to the edge and that they're going to go out of it. If you do that, then people notice and it looks lighter there. You don't want a light edge. You want a nice crisp edge. Especially for things like this, we have a nice contrast. You have the dark paper in the back, the light bunny. So our white should be done because we have our teeth, we have our fur all done in white. And if you have any little pieces like there's here that kind of came off, you can push them in, you rub them around, you can tap them off the paper into a trash can so they don't get all over your shoes. Because when this gets on the bottom of your shoes, you carry it onto the carpet, and then it gets everywhere, and it's tracked all over the school or your house or wherever you're doing this. Okay. So once I have that, then my next thing is to do the next lightest. So I'm going to choose to do, I think this peach, I thought that looked really pretty with the purple. So I'm going to do his kind of muzzle, nose, lip area here. I want to make sure it's all peachy. And again, it's up to you what colors you can do. Crazy colors, psychedelic bunny too. I just think that these two need to be two different colors so that way they show up better. And I'm going to use the same color on his ears. You know what? No, I'm going to use the pink so you guys can see the difference. Because you could choose to change that up. So I'm going to do pink inside. So it's up to you if you do them the same or different. Or maybe you have his ears fade. Maybe there's more than one color. It's up to you how you kind of play around with that. So there are his inside of his ears. And then the last part is the black. And I outline everything, and then I do his curlies so that way they don't get messed up. I also start from the top and work my way down, hoping that my hand will not smear things. So I'm going to outline the outside of his ears and the inside. Really make that nice pop. Outline the outside and then the inside of his other ear. And then down here, and it's up to you if you make this line here or not. I'm going to. And go all the way down. And I'm going to give him some little hairs on top of his head here just for fun. Just add a little idea. And then his nose is black. His two little eyes are black. And like I said, I put them pretty close together. I just thought that looked really cute. Even more cartoony than normal. I outlined his peach part here and divide and his two little teeth. And then the last part, like I said, so they're nice and crisp and they stay clean, are his whiskers. And we go out and around and swirl. Out and around and swirl. Out and around and swirl. And you may want to have your students practice this ahead of time if they're not feeling as confident about it. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be the same size. I think 3 on each side looks good. I'm a big fan of odd numbers, so they kind of bounce back and forth. So there is my Easter bunny. And it's up to you if you go in and add other things. You could have a background behind it. We could do some polka dots and stuff like that, some zigzags or stripes, and kind of beef it up back there. But I really like that these are the main element for the design factor, at least, because then it really pops. The more you get in the background, the less your bunny is going to stand out. So that is my oil pastel bunny. Thank you.